Hey guys, and welcome to a pretty, I'd say, unique vehicle video on the channel. And what we're going to be doing in this video is creating my D&D campaign that I am going through with friends and family, which I will be DMing. So behind me is the map I've created. You can't really see it. I've gone over it in pencil. This is pen, this bit here, so you'll be able to see the whole map properly next time. I'm gonna try to give you guys a little view of it if I can get close enough. Not particularly. See if I can get a bit closer. There we go. So you have the starting where they're going to start, which is up here. The map is called is it Florine? Florine. That's it, Florine. Off, basically just ripped straight off the series of the mages. That's where they're going to be starting. All this is pretty much blank, but we have like the Isles of the Incantation. We have the Akaviri Waste, which is ripped straight out of Oblivion. We have the Enchanted Archipelago. There's the Archipelago, and Random Island up here. So put that back there. Hopefully, through the space. That's not where I wanted it. I want it over here. There we go, ish. Took me ages to figure out that camera angle, and now I've been and duffed it up. Damn it. Oh well, I'm not worried too much. So that's the map, and basically I'm going to colour that in pen. As you can see here, I started with it, and then hopefully in the next time I make one of these videos, you guys should be able to see it. The tools that I've got with me at today are two notepads, one with already a map. There's a more detailed map of the area. That's the couple of towns these are the like dungeony places they're going to go into. There's a bandit camp there, but it's basically this set's basically there, up there, and it's a very tiny area. So you'll see that big map is fitted into sort of that area. So that's where they're starting, where they're going to go through. They could stay there, to be fair, for the next, I don't know, 100 levels, and I wouldn't even moan about it. Obviously there's not 100 levels, but I wouldn't moan about it. But I like to create a whole world so then they can understand. But I don't really create the world before the campaign. The reason for this is because people like different things, and things change from one week to the next. Like Game of Thrones has come out now, so I might create something on the lines of Game of Thrones because they're gonna like that. They're gonna be watching that, and then maybe a couple of weeks later, maybe a game comes out and they're really into that game, and I can start bringing like not aspects of the game, but like colors, designs into the game of that. So, but yeah. But for the moment, it is basically just a medieval town they're going to be starting in, which is Chyborn. A nice little town that I have got. I will put all these into a folder later, probably later on tonight, which is here. This is my old campaign, which has all character sheets and like just tons of information in about my old campaign. And like building layouts, all sorts of, you can't really see that. Like, yeah, building layouts, all sorts of things like that when they're going through, descriptions, battle maps, and just stuff that goes into like a big folder, and then I have this on hand when I'm DMing, so then I can basically flick through to anything I need. So yeah, hopefully we're going to create this. Now, you guys might say, oh, we've created the town, you created all this. Yes, but I'll probably go through how I created this. So the map is very easy to create. All I did was basically squiggle some lines on a sheet, like a few islands, maybe a few little islands. The archipelago I come up with because of the recent book I've read or listened to. What was it? It was a mage's one, and I believe it was Earthsea, which I listened to actually months ago, but it just came into my head, the Archipelago. So I thought that would be pretty cool to have something in there, and you know, just inspires you. Like, you listen to different things, you put them all into like a little series, and people sometimes notice it, people sometimes don't. Obviously, if they haven't seen it, they won't notice it. So for the first mission in the campaign, which I want to focus on today, we're going to focus on introducing the characters to these couple of cities. And I also have to create the gods for the cities, which I'm going to rip straight out of the Monsters Manual or the Dungeon Masters Manual. This is the 4th edition one, but it doesn't really matter because the gods are pretty much the same. Like Bahamut and stuff like that are pretty much all the same throughout the editions, and I'm not too worried because I don't know where my Dungeon Master guide has gone somewhere. I know I lent out my player's guide to my niece, and she's got that at the moment. We also have the 5th edition Monster Manual. That's probably the most important thing to have, that and the player's guide, just so you know things. Magical items I pretty much either make up on the fly, because I just like that. Like, and sometimes I'll give my players homemade and homebrew stuff, and the game is completely home. Like, the characters are out Dungeons and Dragons, but I homebrew a lot of stuff. So gods. So obviously this is a little town. It's on pretty much the northern edge of the world. So I don't want to have like every single god in this city. I'm gonna have like a massive city here on the Isles of the Incarnation, which is where a lot of the mages are gonna be situated. A lot of the magic's gonna be situated. I also want, in the Akaviri Waste, we're gonna have a oasis city where there's gonna be like obviously shortages of water and all that, and there's gonna be like something's gonna happen there probably, and obviously we got over here an island which we don't know what could happen here. But to get to this island, you either got to take a ship through the to the the Incarnation Isles, or you can go up here to the northern edge of the map, and I'm going to put a bridge across there and say it was built by a famous bridge builder years and years ago, or something like that. But either way, the players want to go either way, yeah, it's fine. But also, they can also come over here, and they can go anywhere they want, obviously. But it's very much, they're probably going to want to follow a storyline, which we have to create. And as always, if you guys have any feedback, leave it in the comment section down below. If we do get enough viewers on this, I would love to stream it and have actually live feedback. But obviously that also depends on numbers, like, you know, that kind of thing. So we got Asmodeus, we got Avandria, Bahamut, Bane, Corellon. No, I don't know the names of gods, just so everybody knows. Like, I'm terrible at this. Ayun, Cord. So we have gods. So let's try to find who would be a god in this city. Right, this is an agricultural city where they're gonna have they focus a lot on seeding and farms. So we're gonna want a god there. Is that? Yeah, Palor, probably. Palor. Oh no, is that architecture? Oh, sorry, that might be the wrong one. But we want... There's going to be a small shrine to the Raven Queen, because obviously the Queen of Death. And we're also gonna... trying to find a god of Melora Wilderness. Oh, look at that. I'm trying to find like something that will allow you to, like, seeds to grow better. Come on. We're not one of them then. La 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 la. No. That's not right. I guess not then. Maybe Palo. Maybe Palo will suffice. The god of the sun and summer. Palo is the keeper of time. He supposed... sorry, out of camera shot. He supports those in need and opportunities all, and opposes all that is evil as the lord of agriculture. That is agriculture, I think. And the bountiful harvest, I was right in the first place, is Palor. So we're going to have a shrine to Palor and the Raven Queen in this small town. Now this town is probably... We're probably going to try not to diversitize too much and have like loads of different races in every city. There might be like small little races on each individual city. You don't know. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to pan it out yet. But hopefully not too bad. So the reason why I'm ripping gods straight from here obviously is because it's gods. It's easier. Like you could build a religion. But then what I'll do is I'll have this. But then all of a sudden maybe Palor requires a sacrifice. Maybe that Palor requires people to burn like two bundles of wheat. Every season, or maybe he requires the sacrifice of a cow, to be able to do this specific for the coming year for a bountiful harvest. Or something like that. I'll add twists to the characters. So if people are wondering, you know, oh, what about how does the religion work? How does this work? It's you know, it's quite simple. So here we are. So Tyborn. Right. So the characters I have at the moment, I've only got two, which are an innkeeper at the Knolls Refuge, and it is a barman, Dolan. 6'2", hair. Well, basically, this is how my descriptions go. They're literally, if you guys can read that, my handwriting is terrible, just so you know. So basically, it's innkeeper, height 6'2", hair brown, build bulky, dress green tunic, and race is a human. Barmaid. Her name is June. Hair height 5'4", hair red, build slim. Dress brown dress and a maid's apron. Race is a human. And there again, that's not what I'm looking for. The pen is under my notebook. Damn you, pen. So that's pretty cool. And we also have to help us in our little as tools. We have G. How the hell? What the? Talk to her again. Nope. Nope. I have the D&D Beyond. That's it. Browse and creation. So backgrounds, monsters, feats, races, spells. So I can literally just like monsters. I can create a homebrew monster. So if I want to go human, humanoid, and then if I want it to be, if it was like a commoner, there we go, and you can just create. There you go, commoner, mid-size, human, and I can put notes in of blah 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 blah, there's reactions and all this, but then I can get all their stats up. Really easy. But I'm not going to bother doing that most of the time because that's just a pain in the ass. I'll probably pull the stats straight out of the monster manual, just as, let's say, a commoner. I mean, say for instance one of my people in companion just want to kill people, and I've had it before, and it's kind of fun. So you'll just go, what I just do is anybody in the village is normally either like a thug, or it's normally like as a scout, Guards obviously have their own thingies, but obviously better guards have better stats. You just stack them up. Here we go. Commoner. It's right in the monster manual. Commoner, armor class 10, HP 1d8, speed, and I always roll for HP because I think it's better. It diversifies the actions. If you see what I mean, like one common out of 3, one common out of 8, and I always jot that down next to their thingies. Which I actually should do now. So I don't have dice on me. That's not good. Do I have a dice? I do. Here we go. A D8. So, D8. Is that what I'm supposed to do? Okay. There we go. There we go. So, that's got to be rigged. Oh, there we go. Okay, so one has 6 and one has 7. So Juna has 1 HP. And our Dolan has 6, HP. In case one of our intrepid adventurers decide that they want to kill them. Now, the reason why we're gathering names is because, for one, when they visit a place, you want to have a bit of information about everybody or a few main characters in that place. Now, the map, which is somewhere around here. Oh, and what's their AC? 10. That's fine. Yeah. So we put AC 10. And this movement speed of a human is 30, so I know that. Right, so it's in here, is it? No, I'm getting really confused. No, it's not. It's actually on this one. So in this place we have ourselves. See, this is the map of the town, and we have different things. So we have ourselves a carpenter, a pawn shop, a herbalist, an alchemist, a tailor, and I dropped my freaking pen. A leather worker, and 2 inns, a temple of worship, a tailor, the mayor's house, and the town hall, and obviously a smithy, and the stables. So this is and a well, but this is a pretty populated town, and as you can see, like down down here, there is like a main thoroughfare where everybody goes, and I would normally like make a marketplace. But as this is like a small town, everybody would probably do business out of their home. And it's like the main town where everybody comes, a few towns around, for their food and water. So, Trifola, Triborn, and Hygiene will all come to Triborn to be able to... Oh, I've got 2 Triborns. How about that then? Why have I got 2 Triborns? Let's put them on Troborn. Troborn. There we go. So we've got Triborn and Troborn. So Troborn, they all come to this place for like wheat and stuff like that. So it's pretty much a main thoroughfare for stuff like that. Obviously, they bring in their own food and stuff, but they rely on Triborn for produce, for a lot of their produce and stuff, and Hygiene especially because it is a city in the mountains. But then again, people from Triborn will rely on Hygiene for, let's say, mining properties. Maybe they rely on Trifola and Triborn for things in the forest like pelts, and you know, it's a whole marketing economy. So I'm not too worried. But hopefully it'll be okay. So let's just build a few characters to make this a little bit easier. And I really have this at the wrong place. I have my like map on this side of the pad, but I have to flick the page over to do the characters. Now I normally do this because in a folder it's just flip, 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 flip. It's easy to do. Or I would have, what I should do is have the map there and the characters there. I completely forgot about it, like doing it properly. So we're gonna have to do this the hard way, unless I do it a bit easier and I copy that out. Maybe. So, as we were saying with the Temple of Worship, we're going to have Pelor in the Temple of Worship, or the God's Place. And then we're going to have a small Raven Queen's thingy, statue, probably in the graveyard somewhere. Maybe there's a headstone which is dedicated to the Raven Queen, where people go and pray quietly to the Raven Queen. Just because she's not an evil god, she's not a good god, but she's a god that nobody wants to see, in all honesty. So that's where she will be, and that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do with that. Now there will be a priest of Pelor, but in this place there probably will be only like one priest and maybe 2 apprentice acolytes. So then they have, because it's not a huge city, obviously, so they're just going to have small things, and we're going to have obviously details on them. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to rip this page out because it's doing my nut and going backwards and forwards. I'm going to put this here, and we're going to go Temple of Pelor, and we will have a one priest of the Raven Queen and 1 acolyte of the Raven Queen who's like an apprenticeship unless that person dies. Now they will be like secret, but not secret. So people will probably leave like little donations at the Raven Queen's shrine, and in the middle of the night they just disappear. So yeah, that's what probably that will be. Just to make it a little bit more interesting, just make sure this music's alright. It's a bit exciting, isn't it? It's a bit exciting, this music. But yeah, so that's what that will probably be. The priest name will be. I'm really terrible at names. This is my biggest weakness, is names. So the priest's name, I just want to name him John or Bob, because I just hate coming up with like really fancy names, which I normally have a. I really hate doing a random character creation, which I do have it somewhere. It's like just random names. No idea what that is. Name. Generator. There we go. I should put a fancy name generator, shouldn't I? There we go. Should we have your name as generator? Okay, what the fuck is this? That's a terrible name generator. Okay, here we go. Right, we have Asher Ranston. We have Gosham Shiksha. Some of these names. I think we're gonna go with Asher, you know. Asher. I'm gonna go with Ramstone. Asher Ramstone. How did I make the others? That's a good point. So height, that's it. So in case I always put height down in case in case one of my characters, one of the people, like you walk into the temple, you see a priest. As the priest approaches, you notice you have to look up at this priest, standing a full head width higher than you. You see this human female, long hair, blonde, blue eyes, wearing a priest's robe, and she hails you. "Good morning there, dear sirs. What can I do for you?" So you give no small details, like you have to crane your head up so you know she's taller than you. So you know your character is like 5'6", let's say. So you have to look up, so she's at least 6'2". So it just gives that little bit more detail. In this instance, she's not going to be 6'2". She's going to be 5'6", and I think it's a she, Asher. I think it's a woman's name. It's probably a unisex name, to be fair, but I want it to be a woman. It's because we can build plans around these people. Got hair. Let's go blonde, because she is a priest of Palor. Build. I'm gonna say she gets out in the fields a lot and helps the people. So I'm gonna say, like, what's like whale muscle? What's a good word for that? Sturdy. Dress. Let's put clothes, you know. So her clothes are Palor. Is it a gown? It wouldn't be a gown, would it? A Palor. What do priests wear? They wear sort of not cloaks, robes. That's it. A Palor robe. Palor robe. And her race. This is interesting. We could have like the head priest be a different race, and then the acolytes be humans, to make them a bit narky. But what race could we make her? We could make her like a half something, like maybe like a half elf. Yeah, like a half elf, because then she can be like, oh, I'm in tune with nature. And then the other acolytes are like, yeah, just because she's a half elf means that she thinks that she's in tune with nature. So I think that will give it, that will give her a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So we've created like a little bit of a little bit. You know, we know where we're going to go with this bit. Obviously, these videos might be really long, so I'm going to try to make them as quick as possible. But these aren't quick processes, obviously. Oh, and if you guys want to know how I did this as well, it's literally just I start with like this line around here, and I was like, okay, that could be a water, and I was like, nah, it's a bit big for water on the map. So I thought trees, so that can be a forest. And then I was like, okay, let's put some mountains over here. Okay, we could put a town here, 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 and here. And there's okay, let's put some trade routes in. Okay, so what agriculture? Well, how would these towns support each other? Okay, so this town's on the plain field, so there would probably be farmers. These guys would be something in the woods, so there would be skinners and, you know, tanners and stuff like that. And obviously the mountains, there'd be miners and people like that. So that's my thinking in those sort of things, and I find that easier to do than anything else, if I'm perfectly honest. Map creating, I love doing it. It's easy. It's drawing. It's just putting scribbles on a page. So, what I want to do is start creating the first adventure. So, we have a little bit of information. So, barkeep, they're going to be starting in an inn. It's very casual. Or should they start in an inn? Or should they start somewhere else? The inn is the easiest place to start them, because then it's just like, okay, you all meet in an inn, and this is what's going on. But it's very, very common and easy. So I'm kind of, maybe they meet in the Palor's chapel, and they're all gathered around this priest. The priest is obviously the Palor woman, and she's there to give them all the job. And now you've all come together because you're all adventurers out looking for fame, wealth, money. Woman has called you all here together, and you have to band together. There is a goblin, blah 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 blah. It is on the map. There is a goblin camp, but it's just a cave actually. Is that a cave? I don't think I wrote cave. I think I wrote camp, but it is a cave. Goblin cave, and she wants you to clear it out because the goblins are destroying crops and abducting the people on the farms. We're not gonna go too deep like Goblin Slayer, you know. We're not gonna go like that. That shit's. Shut that up right now. If you guys don't know what Goblin Slayer is, an anime. If you do, that first episode. So yeah, the Goblin Cave is up there slowly. So once they've discovered that as well, I'll write it on the map. But I won't write Goblin Cave because it's just a cave now once they've cleared it. So I'll write. I won't even write it on the map. I'll just draw a little cave on the map. So then they'll go there, and then they'll, like, when they start traveling down here, I'll describe their surroundings, and then I'll start drawing it on the map down here. So we'll know what they look like because I'll be writing it down in books and notepads and stuff like that, and showing you guys, and we can discuss it. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting, I think. So let's get on with this first mission, because otherwise I'm never going to get it done, and we have been talking now for about half an hour. So I reckon the Paylor thing is really cool because it will give it gathers the group together, and if you've got a group that don't want to talk a lot, this will just binds the group together straight away on a mission, so they have to go out and get back and get paid, and this is going to give them incentive to do this. And then after the mission, they'll probably go to the inn for a drink and a calm down and for a room, which I will encourage. And then as soon as they've done that, what I'll do is I'll say something like somebody's going to break in, and there's going to be gnolls, and the gnolls are going to be attacking either an outward farm or the edge of the town. Now in the attack, something will happen, and then the gnolls will escape and run away. And then the mayor of the town will come to the characters, I think, and he will be like, oh, can you not rescue, but can you take care of these gnolls? They're attacking and killing people. And then the characters will go off and they'll do that, and this will really bind the group together, so they'll be known as an adventuring group. And then when they come back to town, the town will have a small party for them. You know, they'll be given thanks. Maybe they'll be given like some gold. They'll obviously be given some gold, and they'll get some stuff from the dungeon, obviously. And then that's where some other stuff starts. So I think we'll go with that for now. And as well, this is going to allow us to get into the game, allow the characters to get level ups, to allow them to think on their feet. Like, they're going to go to a goblin camp, they know their objective, but they can do whatever they like during this objective. So they can go shopping first, they can choose not to do it, in all honesty. But if they choose not to do it, what I will do is that there will be consequences to this action. So they'll choose not to do it, and then they'll hear a few nights later, or when they come back from their first adventure, they'll hear there is massive trouble with goblins now. The goblins have actually sacked one of the settlements and destroyed one of the farm's whole harvest, and then now the village doesn't know whether they're going to have enough food for the winter. And then if they still don't do it, then, you know, I'll probably just up the ante until the adventurers want to do it, or if they don't want to do it, and then like the goblins will eventually attack the town and take the adventurers on directly. And this way, it's going to encourage the adventurers to do stuff, and going to have them emotionally invested. Like if you don't do something, like if creatures are there and you leave them, they will progress. Like if there is an evil dragon and it is threatening to burn a town down, if you leave that town, that dragon will burn that place to the ground. And I'm not a DM to pull punches. I killed, within the first, I think, 5 weeks, I killed 3 characters. because the players made silly decisions. Now, 2 was because the party split, and 1 was, I think it was, no, 1 was because the players were rolling bad dice. It was unfortunate. 1 got eaten by a purple worm. No, two people got eaten by a purple worm, and they didn't roll very well, and they didn't use the magical spells. Now, one of them was a druid, and I would expect them to use thunder wave or something like that to try. And then I was going to roll and let the purple worm spit them out, so the acid didn't dissolve them. But of course, they didn't choose to do that, and they were like, "Just get a knife out and give it a little stabby stab." And I was like, "You're a druid." Or you could transform into something or something, and they're like, "Nah, it'll be fine. I'll just stab it and kill it from the inside." And that. Okay. But yeah, that didn't work. So yeah, people did die, and I'm not a DM to pull punches on that sort of thing. If you're gonna act stupid, you are gonna die, because this is I take the games, I wouldn't say seriously, but I take the games as real life. So that's what I do. So let's get this first mission done. So they're gonna be at the Temple of Pelor. They're gonna meet the priestess Asher Ramson, and we're gonna obviously make the Pen. Where'd you go? You've abandoned me. There it is. We're gonna make the what's it called? The thingy up. The acolyte. So Pelor acolyte. The Pelor acolyte. Name. Let's pick a random name. This is a bad way to pick names, as everybody knows, because when it comes down to it, you have to look at the name if you don't remember it. You're better off picking the name yourself, because it somehow it always sticks in my brain better when I pick it myself. So this one's just going to be a Kim. Name. Kim Starfire. Height. Another thing I should put down is that age, actually. I completely forgot to do that, but yeah, I put that on the edge. Age. So she's going to be about 56. The proper priest. The acolyte will probably be quite a lot younger. So she's going to be, let's say she's this one. There's going to be one about 14 and one about 22. I'm going to say. So height. This is going to be the 14-year-old, I think. So height of a 14, around about 5'2", something like that. I don't know how high people are these days. 5'2". Hair. Let's say, I'm going to say all acolytes, all priests of Pelor have to have blonde hair. And the reason why is because he is the sun god, if I remember rightly. Yeah, he's god of the sun, so that your hair has to invoke the god. So that's what I'm going to say. Like, whenever they see a priest of Pelor, he's going to have blonde hair. I'm going to say this to them. And later on in the campaign, they're going to meet a priest of Pelor with brown hair. Or red hair. One of the two. Or even if I want to be absolute balls deep, black hair. And they're going to get scammed by him if they do not remember this. I can tell you that right now. Why? Because I'm a dickhead. So, build. Slight. Clues. Acolyte's robe. Race. Human. And age 14. So yeah, I'll write this down in a second because obviously it's gonna take 20 years. So the first mission, they're gonna meet this Pelor acolyte. I should write this down actually. So what I normally do with missions is I'll do this. So I'll use a blank sheet of paper, and then I'll put down start, because it's obviously the start of the campaign. So I'll have a description of the world. So the description of the world will sound something like this. It's like, welcome to Florian, the world of mystical and magic, and like the region, whatever the region they're going to be in. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I was going to call it Kalinor, but then I realised that's a World of Warcraft island, and I was like, dumbass. But I'll probably pull something out of the Florian book, just for a name, really. Maybe the Isles of Sunlight, because of Pelor, obviously. You know what I mean? It could be welcome to Florian. And I'll give a description of the world, like from the Akaviri Waste to the Isles of Sunshine. No, it'd be something like welcome to Florian, home of the Plains of Sunshine, the Akaviri Wastes, the Enchanted Archipelago, and the island. It could be like Isles of. No, it wouldn't be an Island of Misery. Maybe the Lands of Fog, or the Lands of Mists. Land hidden in the mist. We're going back to Naruto now. But maybe something like that. And then it will be like, oh. But let's not talk about the big areas of this world. Let's talk about the heroes. And then I'll probably mention like 2 or 3 heroes, like Daemon Firestarter, the mage, once renowned for his destructive magic, who split the what's it called? Incantation Isles from the rest of the world, and just something a little bit of taste, and I'll say, but let's bring it in to our actual to our more mundane heroes, to our everyday heroes, or to the heroes not yet been discovered. And then I'll just describe like the area, because they'll know the area. And then I'll say, you find yourselves in the city of Treborn, all of you standing in front of an altar to Pelor, in front of a woman who you suspect to be the high priest, or probably the priest, the local town's priest of Pelor. The woman is quite tall, average height, blonde. And she says to you, welcome, heroes. And then, we're into the game. So that'll be like sort of the zooming into the game. So that'll be the start prologue. And then obviously we have the mission to go to the place. So I wrote that down like you got mission and mission description. Basically go clear out goblins, come back. So that will probably take us through the first session, because obviously characters will have to get to know each other, introduce their characters, and describe what they are, what they do, and all that jazz. So that will take care of that part, that whole part of the story. So goblins. Okay. So I have to probably draw out some maps, which annoying because I don't have the right paper at the moment. Actually, I do have the right paper, but it's not squared. Sugar. And they're supposed to have like inch squares, aren't you? So what we'll just do, we're gonna be fancy. We're gonna draw a map. I'll get some plain paper. We're gonna draw a map, and or we could just wing it. I'll tell you what, no, we'll just wing it. We'll just wing it for the first episode. We won't draw any battle maps, and we'll just use the imagination of the mind, because I need to get a printer, which I'm not going to be able to get for a while, probably next month. A printer which will allow me to print 3D A3 paper, and then I'm going to use that, print out grid paper, and then that's going to be the battle things are going to be on. So they're going to go to the cave, they're going to fight the goblins, and maybe the goblins speak. The leader of the goblins definitely will, and the leader of the goblins will probably just curse them and drop a name. I'm thinking what name to drop them. You know what? As we are listening to the Assassin's Apprentice, the Night Angel trilogy, what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop the name Kali. Name Kali. So we'll name drop Kali. When the goblin dies, we'll say something like Kali take you, or Kali will take you, and then we get to the next adventure. Our mob will drop that as well. So we're foreshadowing a main encounter in the storyline. And if they don't realize this, there will be a person called Kali somewhere in the story. Either she, obviously in like the in the Nightbringer trilogy, she's going to be resurrected by somebody, or she could just be somebody in like a position of power, like an advisor or something like that, where they see her and go, Kali, where have I heard that name before? Where have I? And maybe they'll figure that out that way, but then they have no way to prove that. So then, you know, they have to gather evidence against her or something like that. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So that's going to be the first mission, I think. And when they come back, they'll get, we'll give them rewards. So we'll probably, killing goblins, they'll get gold or silver. Probably silver, to be fair, because they're not going to have a lot of gold on them. When they get back to the town, they'll be given a few gold for, you know, dealing with the problem. And that probably will be about it at the moment, because that will be the first adventure, and then we'll do the second adventure soon. And when we do that, we're going to go more in depth with the town. So with the town, obviously we have these couple of people. So herbalists, carpenters, pawnbroker, and stuff like that. So I guess we are probably, obviously if they go to them, I have to probably wing them or create them some other time. But there basically is going to be, I want to create them now really, but I don't want this to be a 3-hour video of me just talking about different things in D&D and creating different things. So this is more of a tester video as well, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. I'm going to end it there so we know what the first adventure is going to be, and hopefully we know where it's going to go. So I want to see what you guys want to do, and see what you guys are thinking. Do you reckon this is a good way to go with the story for the moment? What do you think we should make the overall storyline? I'm kind of pleased for the series at the moment. Yeah, and what do you guys think in general, of this series? Do you think it's good? Do you reckon I should continue? Do you reckon, you know, and all that jazz? And I will try to, I don't think I'll be able to, but I'll try to record the D&D session, and I really doubt I'll be able to do that. That's like quite hard to do, because there's just too many people here and there's too much outside noise and stuff. But I'll try to like summarize it. Maybe I'll do a video and I'll summarize what happens, and then you guys can know what happens in the game sessions. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and you guys have hopefully maybe learned a little something. I don't know. But yeah, we'll continue creating the world in the next episode along with the next mission. And if you guys like it this style, or you guys just want me to solely create the world in these missions and these videos, and the storyline, and I don't know. Just tell me what you think, please.